Hello everyone, I'm Truman Hunt, CEO of Nu Skin Enterprises, and I'm delighted to provide this DSA Centennial Moment. In 1972, the IRS attacked various industries, claiming that independent contractor salespeople were actually employees. If direct sellers were reclassified as employees, our economic consultants calculated direct costs of nearly $1 billion per year. And even worse, they projected that 2/3 of our salespeople would have to be terminated. Over the next 5 years, costly litigation drove many companies out of business, including DSA members. A coalition of 40 trade associations was formed, with the DSA quickly emerging as the leader of this group. DSA then lobbied extensively to build bipartisan support on Capitol Hill and found allies in Republican Senator Robert Dole, chairman of the Finance Committee, and Democratic Representative Dick Gephardt, a leading member of the Ways and Means Committee. Twice, Congress passed a stopgap measure to protect independent contractors. But when these expired, our industry was once again at risk. The struggle finally culminated in 1982 during the debate over the Tax Equality and Fiscal Responsibility Act, also known as TEFRA. This 1,000-page tax bill contained Senator Dole's version of a safe harbor clause. But Ways and Means Chairman Rostenkowski firmly opposed the provision. After 3 days and nights of lengthy debate, the conference committee of both the House and the Senate were at an impasse. Finally, as the clock neared 4 a.m., Senator Dole offered a compromise. The stopgap protection for independent contractors would be extended if the safe harbor clause was eliminated. The other industries were ready to accept this compromise, but a young Neil Offen, our industry's spokesman, objected. Neil then met with Senator Dole and Treasury personnel to further negotiate these provisions. Finally, a deal was struck. Direct sellers would receive special consideration under the Internal Revenue Code. This satisfied Chairman Rostenkowski, and he finally endorsed the agreement. A few days later, TEFRA had passed both houses of Congress, but President Ronald Reagan was under intense pressure to veto the controversial tax bill. So the DSA launched a massive grassroots letter-writing campaign. Direct sellers sent over 600,000 individually written letters to the White House. When President Reagan signed the bill, it marked the end of a 10-year battle. It was a monumental effort fought to preserve our industry and produced a very critical, massive victory. Direct sellers now have 3 levels of protection, and most important of all, a special section added to the Internal Revenue Code that statutorily protects our industry. This assault by the IRS constituted perhaps the greatest threat to direct selling in the 100-year history of the DSA. Consequently, this also stands as our greatest association victory, a victory that was hard-fought and well-earned through the united efforts of DSA and DSA member companies. I'm Truman Hunt, and this has been a DSA Centennial Moment.